China's downturn might actually end up being a gold mine for investors. That's according to Goldman Sachs. Chinese shares could rise, according to the investment bank, 36% from current levels by the end of the year as the Chinese government boosts its stimulus into the stock market. All of this barring a major financial crisis, of course, over there in China. So is the pessimism over Chinese stocks right now all for naught? Joining me now is Steve Dudash. He's president of IHT Wealth Management. And welcome back, Hilary Kramer. Let's take it to you. What did you make of the report, Steve?
Yeah, I want nothing to do with China. I don't believe any of their numbers are true. We all know that they've been cooking the books for a long time. The only question is how long they've been cooking the books and to what extent. How can I look any of my clients in the eye and say, yeah, I want you to buy something, but I don't believe any of the numbers are real. And, oh, by the way, there's a full-blown currency war going on over there. And, oh, by the way, we got a communist government trying to pretend like they know how to control an economy that's growing in that way. I don't believe anything they're doing.
So you thought Goldman Sachs' report was totally absurd and off the wall?
They're basing the numbers on PE ratios being attractive, right? How are the PE ratios attractive if you don't believe the numbers underlying those PE ratios are real?
Right.
If they are 30% discounted, which is probably realistic, then they're actually overvalued about 12 to 15%. So which side of the coin are you going to be? And how do you look someone in the eye and say, buy this? Buy this thing.
Well, you know, wasn't it Goldman Sachs, Hilary, that said get into commodities and emerging markets like 8 years ago? I mean, what did you think of the report?
Yes. And not every call, of course. They've made these macro calls. It's wrong. I totally disagree on going into China based on these Goldman Sachs, right, on these fundamentals. You know, the big billionaires of the world are macro investors. Macro means you trade on big trends, on regulation, on tax, on the winds of change. You don't trade and invest just simply on what the numbers say.
I mean, it's just simply on a PE
exactly.
multiple,
And if you really want exposure to China, okay, buy Apple here. Apple, you could argue, is actually still a cheap stock, you know, at $106. So go into Apple, go into the U.S. companies that have exposure there. There's no reason to go jumping into China. All that being said, I actually still like the one stock from China, Alibaba, BABA. I think Alibaba down at 68. It's been as high as 120.
Steve is saying, no way.
I think if you absolutely are forced to buy a Chinese stock, you want to be in Alibaba.
Well, Steve, go ahead. Well, what did you think?
Story.
Do you like Alibaba?
Absolutely forced to buy a Chinese stock, then I'm not going to disagree with you at all. You're right.
That would be the right one to buy.
And China could jump. I mean, China,
Amazon.
They could be dead on. China could jump 30% tomorrow. It could. I mean, it's not going to, but it could pop up in the next couple of months, no doubt about it. But are you willing to bet that that's going to happen? Do you really want to make that assumption that everything in the world is going to be perfect over there, even though we don't believe anything over there is really true? Why not look at some of the things that are beat up here? Why not look at like Europe or something else where you can find nice undervalued things?
That's right. We have sectors here that have just been decimated where the balance sheets are still good. Like I love Dillard's, I love Kohl's, I love Macy's.
What about cybersecurity?
FireEye,
what do you think?
I was going to say, if you have some play money, if you have some money you want to just goof around with, then go buy China because it's gamble. That's not investing. That's gambling. You want to go do that, make a few extra bucks, great. But if you're trying to find real investments, you can't buy into something like that.
By the way, Steve, this was your very first appearance on Fox Business.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, you did great. How did you feel about it?
It's fun.
Good. Would you come back?
Oh, absolutely.
Take on Hilary again?
Oh, no, she's been great.
Okay.